Hey everybody, Sean with Truth here. I'm back, as promised, with a new Manga Madness. Today I'm here to talk about an anime that you guys can find on Netflix if you have that streaming service. And the great thing about this is that it is actually well, I can't say it's a great thing because it's actually hilarious, but conveniently it is just 5 episodes and they're all really short episodes. So this is something that you could literally watch in about an hour or less. And I'm talking about The Way of the Household Husband. Now, this is actually one that is, it's based off a manga of the same name. And I'm actually really excited that Netflix decided to do a series of this and animate it. Speaking of the animation style, we all know anime is usually being like top tier, some of the coolest looking animation you've ever seen. Well, they decided on this one, to make it a different style of animation. It was more like a moving manga than it was an actual just full-on animation piece. Because a lot of it seemed like still photos with some dialogue over it, because the characters' mouths weren't necessarily always moving. But they do have their moments where they would focus on the character and they would actually talk. But for the most part, it seemed like it was kind of like you were reading a manga, but it was being voiced out to you with a little bit of motion capture into it. And that actually is really, in some ways, is what made it interesting, because of course we all love the full-on animation, the big action scenes, but this is a manga. This is an anime that doesn't necessarily need that because of how the story is and the way it's written in the 5 episodes that they do have. So you actually were able to get plenty of story based on what they were showing you. Like I said, now there were some moving scenes, but again, it was a bit of a mixture of both. But basically, the main synopsis behind the whole thing is the main character is a former Yakuza hitman. He used to be known as the Immortal Dragon, just the baddest dude, killer, assassin for the Yakuza that there ever was. And they don't tell you why he ultimately decided to retire, but he did. And he did this, obviously it seems to be married to his wife, and he is now just a house husband, as he calls it. And he is very, very good at it because of his discipline as a Yakuza hitman and whatnot. So he is, everything he does, he is like the quintessential, what you would call a house husband, housewife, etc. He's amazing at keeping the place clean. He's an amazing cook. He is able to DIY things himself and whatnot, at will. He's pretty much anything he tries to do, he's good at. And not only that, but it's utterly hilarious. I mean, there's no way you're going to watch it and you're not going to laugh. You're going to laugh hysterically in every single episode multiple times. I joke around now after watching it that I will never be able to look at singing or saying happy birthday the same way again. I'll try to do my best. Hopefully it's loud enough that you can hear it. But he's got this real kind of deep voice, like he talks like this. He comes out to do happy birthday for his wife, and he just comes out and he's like, happy birthday to you. I mean, that's literally how he says the whole thing. And that, not only is that hilarious, but he gets her a present. She opens it up. It's a Blu-ray pack of her favorite anime. And then she tells him, I already have this set. And he goes right into Yakuza mode, and he's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself, blah, blah, blah. You see him put his hand on the ground, he got the katana in his hand, he's going to sacrifice a finger. And she just clotheslines him. And of course, the subsequent scene is he goes flying out the screen door over the railing. Because she's trying to get him not to hurt himself and whatnot. There are a few scenes between the two of them that are like that, where he'll get, oh my god, I need to do this, and then she'll just be like, smack, no, you're fine, type thing. But as I mentioned, like literally everything he tries to do, he's good at. He knits clothes, he knits a sweater, he's an amazing cook. Which brings me to this thing that I think we can all agree on when it comes to anime. Why is food in anime so amazing looking. Like, seriously. He was making things, I'm like, I want to eat that. I want to eat that. I want to eat that. I mean, that's like, it's like that in all animes. And of course, Food Wars is one of the not worst, one of the best about making me like want to eat something. But they continue that trend of anime food looks amazing and it makes you just hungry. What else does he do? He goes in one day, he needs to let out some energy, and so his wife's like, well, why don't you join a gym? So he goes and he tries an aerobics class and he kicks butt at that. And then he tries yoga. The yoga class is hilarious because you see him talking about like, this is the, he'll do, I think he did one where he's got like his leg over his other one. He's doing a twist. He's like, this is the one where we're trying to put them in the back of a car and throw them into a river. And he's literally saying something like that based on his Yakuza experiences for every position. And they all are telling him, it's like, you don't have to say that with everything. And he's like, oh. So, just for me, I mean, it's almost, like I said, it's cool in some ways that it is really quick to watch, but in the same way, or in the same effect, the fact that it is so short really leaves you clamoring for more. And I don't remember if I did at the beginning of the video, but it is based on a manga. And I'm hoping that Netflix decides to do more of this. At the same time, though, I'm going to start looking up the manga itself. I actually believe my local comic shop carries it, which is kind of how it was learned about to begin with, because I think Jenna has read the manga several times, and then of course you can imagine she's watched the show and told me I need to watch it, and yeah, so, but I definitely want to try to check out the manga as well to see how many volumes of that there are, and start reading it and go from there, because now that I've kind of got that basis of some characters in my head that I can hear it, sometimes that does make things easier for me to read, especially something like a manga. So I can go from there and give it and check it out. But I cannot recommend it enough because it is so lighthearted and hilarious. And a lot of animes that I watch normally are very, they're horror, they're slashers. Initial D is very dramatic. You have your thrillers, stuff like that. You don't have a lot of these just really fun, lighthearted takes. Akatsuko is another one. For those of you that are big Akatsuko fans, that's another lighthearted, cute, funny, and hilarious one as well. Just, you need that every now and then. You need something that you can watch. It's going to make you feel good, and that kind of thing. And I can appreciate that as much as these big, fantastical stories that definitely take you away from what's going on in the world. But you also need something that reminds you, don't take everything so seriously. Just laugh and have a good time. And that's what this does. So, if you guys get a chance, again, it's on Netflix. Not even take you an hour to watch. There's 5 episodes so far for season 1. Don't know when more is coming. But also, be sure to jump online. Maybe if your local comic shop carries manga, or if you've got a manga store in your city, go see if you can get it and give it a read as well. Because, I'm sure there may be more than just what's in the 5 episodes on Netflix. Anyways, that's all I've got for this week, guys. As always, please stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch you guys next time. Later, everybody.